Welcome back, everybody. The election is finally over. Donald J. Trump is the 47th president of the United States. Whoo-wee. I can't tell you how long I've been railing against the system. Haven't even voted in a very long time. It's been over 12 years. In fact, I didn't plan on ever voting again. I've been so disenfranchised with the system in politics, and I've seen the ugly head of the beast for all it is and all it's worth. For me personally, I fight my own battles, and I vote every day. Every single day I vote with my body, my choices, my money, where it really counts. And not to say that the vote didn't count, but I guess I was disenfranchised in the sense of I knew it could be easily manipulated and rigged, and they have done so in the past. It's very disheartening, so you just want to step out of that stuff. I don't like corruption. The vote casted for Donald Trump was not just for Donald Trump, although he is a very competent, brilliant man who has already done a great job with his 4 years. It was also the fact that he put together the team that he did with Vance, Elon, Vivek, Robert F. Kennedy, Tulsi Gabbard. How can you not be excited and want at least a few of those people in? That's where my vote went, and not to mention in the end where Ron Paul's starting to get involved. He's literally one of the last living heroes that I have personally. He taught me so much. He showed me so many things about the system, politics. He educated me on the Federal Reserve. So many different things, and to have that re-energized was no words can describe. So it wasn't just a vote for that. And I only bring this up because on my social media platform, I posted this picture. And even though I didn't post it on any of my business pages, I posted that picture up as a business owner, and I endorsed Donald Trump at the end. It's taken me a long time to even like him. I had my qualms with him. There was quite a few things he did when he was president that I disagreed with, but ultimately, in the long run, I just couldn't have more establishment back in there. I didn't want that. Whether it happened or not, I was going to continue to fight anyway, as I do. Yeah, I just couldn't vote for the same old song and dance, the same old gaslighting. I posted that online, and I lost a bunch of followers. I had a couple people make some comments. I lost followers on my Instagram page, my Facebook, and it is what it is. I don't personally care. I don't try to make people happy. I don't try to sugarcoat things. If you want to know the raw Ironbeard, then you'll know that I don't hold back. I tell it like it is. I say the uncomfortable truth, and I've been doing this for a very long time. In fact, this is how I built my business, bringing up subjects and what have you that are not popular at all. And I've been shunned my whole life. My whole life I've been the black sheep within my friends, my family, and I don't personally care. In fact, I now wear that as a badge of honor. I am not part of the crowd. I am not part of anything. I walk my own way. So I do not have a fear of continuing the journey alone. I don't do this to garnish friends and followers. I do this because I love to do this. I am politically charged because a lot of these things affect our daily lives. If I can bring awareness to them, to where the things need to be seen or talked about, I do it in my own way. And please forgive me. I'm on literally just a couple hours sleep. I stayed up all night. I was watching everything go down. What an amazing victory for the entire world. Although you may not see it that way, that's okay. I understand. I'm not here to divide, nor am I here to bash anybody who did pick Kamala. The only thing and ones I will bash is the establishment, the legacy media. As I said in other videos, it's dead. It's over. In fact, they help push this way. It's a cause, the effect, and reaction. What I'm trying to say is I do want to see unity with everybody. That's what I do in my studio. I try to bring peace and balance, and I understand why people listen to the news. In fact, a lot of them, they don't know any other way. They don't see it any other way, and it's information warfare. So if you're not getting the right information, then you're going to be programmed to think one way or another. And that in itself is huge red flags, especially now when you see that the majority of people wanted him back in. When the people speak, you have to hear them. You can't just be like, well, we're not picking sides. We're not picking teams. Although we're not. Everybody is affected here. We're all on the same team. We're on the human team. We're on Earth. It's the ones that do divide us are the ones that should be subject to scrutiny. And you have to be able to scrutinize them. And if you're silenced, well, once again, these are just big red flags. So where I'm going with this is that I get the other side. I totally understand. And if you're going to hear certain things in rhetoric and that's all you get, then you're going to sway one way or the other. So I don't hate on anybody for deciding that. And I bring this up because I lost followers and I lost people, all because I decided to voice my opinion. And that's okay. I understand. People are upset, even though give it a little time and you may see things another way. You now have to question what you've been being told. There was news outlets supporting her and giving you all this information about him, and you have to ask, well, how did he win then? If he is such a racist and he's such a Hitler and all this jazz. Like, okay, so obviously things ain't adding up here. So we have to show grace and compassion for those who did even vote for them. Now, I'm not saying that to do that for the news, but I'm saying like just for your fellow countrymen. They are only getting one side, they're only getting one story or what have you. So don't hate on them. They just didn't know. They don't know. And I say that with confidence because if you're not seeing some of the major issues that have been plaguing not only our country but the world for a long time, then your information is skewed. For example, the food. The food has been being poisoned since God knows when. They've been manipulating it, altering it. They're cloning, all sorts of things, factory farming, and all these things I'm very passionate about. These are things, like I said, that kind of got me down the path of holistics and even got me into my business. With that, there's going to be a level of disagreement. There's going to be a level of disbelief. The war has been waged for a very long time. I've seen the side that the establishment has picked on. They protect the corporations. They protect big pharma. They protect big agriculture, the military-industrial complex, all these things. They protect the news. And these are the people who have been lying to you and poisoning you and destroying our lives for a very long time. So for me, it was like a vote for freedom in that sense. I feel like we have the right to have clean food and to not be being poisoned by our doctors. And I want honesty and transparency within not only the government, but in all forms of our masters and handlers. The Federal Reserve has never, ever been audited. And you might not see any problem with this, but these are issues that I've been focusing on and following for a very long time. So to see someone, especially political figures or businessmen or whoever, I'm speaking specifically of the X-Men and the Dream Team, when they start campaigning on that, and not for nothing, these guys are champions in the sense. They have been railing for a very long time and they've made changes. So to see that happen and to finally see and hear all the issues that I've been battling my whole life practically, or our entire lives, then it's clear. It's very, very clear. So whether they do it or not, we'll see. But honestly, I don't think we've ever had a team like this that is capable of doing it, let alone the track record and the conviction and the power to do so. So I don't think these are false claims. I don't think they're false promises. I think they are going to actually do what they say they're going to do. People, I feel, have just absolutely had enough. I don't think I know I'm not the only one who feels this way. There's a lot of discernment throughout everybody, not only in America, but around the world. The wars have been raging, our taxes going up, housing's going up, food's gone up, inflation is just out of control. When do you decide enough is enough? This was just a no-brainer. And I think, like I said, a lot of people share our feelings about this. That's why it was an absolute landslide. As I said it, I called it. You could just see the charge of people. We have had absolutely enough. The border crisis has been absolutely out of control, and now you're hearing all sorts of stories about the illegal immigrants doing all sorts of things with immunity. So you have to decide, like, when is enough enough? And I think the people have spoken. So it's a beautiful thing. We're going back to peace. Finally, the country has time now, hopefully, to heal, because that's what we need. We need a lot of healing in this country. And I think now is the opportunity for us, and I think we're going to get it now. Let's not forget, they tried impeaching him the whole time he was in office in 2016. 4 times indicted, convicted of 34 felonies. They tried to kill him multiple times, plowing through all of that, and still coming out on top. Wow. It's actually unbelievable. I'm still in disbelief, to be honest. I'm so excited. I am happy inside, although this is my happy face. But I am very excited because, like I said, I've championed on a lot of these issues that we're going to address for a long time. And each one of them has their task that I'm just fully in love with. Like the Maha movement, making America healthy again. This has been a major, major issue here. The fact that a lot of people don't understand what they've done to our food. They've been poisoning us for a very long time. And the statistics will show you firsthand. And someday I will get into that and we'll talk about that. But right now I just want to kind of skim over a few things. But this guy is absolute bulletproof. I mean, so how can you be upset about this? I don't know. Either or. I do get it, though, for the people who are. Check your source of information, because nothing is what it seems. Thank you so much, Elon, for X and giving us a platform to voice ourselves again. Freedom of speech is alive and well, and it just goes to show that this is what people want. They want their voices heard, and if they don't have any means to do so, we're gonna rebel. That's it. And I know they know that, but I'm just speaking on behalf of the world here. If you suppress and drop the boot down hard enough, we're gonna fight back. This is just statistics. This is just numbers. It's a guaranteed thing. I think it was JFK who said, for those who do not allow for peaceful revolution, then you will have a violent revolution. Either way, the human spirit is very hard to contain and to suppress. So keep it up. Keep doing it. You're going to have a fight on your hands. And that's exactly what happened. They had a fight too big for them to even rig, to handle. And now we win. It always has been, but now more than ever is our time. We're living now in a new age of information, of technology. We are now back in power. We have the power. We always have, but they don't want you to know that. But we hold all the power. When we come together as a collective, doesn't matter who's in office and whatnot, what's going on, policies, this and that, we still have the power. We always will, so don't ever forget that. You're going to see some deregulations, maybe even more of the platforms are going to stop following X. We are the news, and it's up to us. It's up to us to do our part. It's up to us to get the word out, to speak our truths. It's up to us to bring information to people, to help guide each other, come together, form consensus, debate, have discussion, not block people, not cry about it and just be like, oh, I can't believe you're like this. You're a Nazi. You're a racist. You got to stop that. We really have to stop that. We have to come together and continue the unity. That's the only way we're going to win. Divided we fall. It's a new age. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. Some are calling it the golden age. I couldn't agree more. I've been saying it for a little while now. That's why I even do this, is because I'm very inspired by it. The mainstream media is all but dead. I've been saying that for a while, and it just goes to show you, no matter what, no matter about the lies, the deceit, the gaslighting, it doesn't matter as long as you're not buying it. So that's really what it comes down to. And the fact that we're not buying it anymore, you're going to see a change. Otherwise, it's a sinking ship, and they're going to just go under. So one way or the other, keep up the good fight, keep doing your part. I hope more people start doing this stuff. I want to see the truth come out, get exposed. And this is the only way we're going to actually get things done. Just having these guys in is absolutely phenomenal, a breath of fresh air. And for the people who disagree, give it a little time and you will see that things are going to go the other way now. Thank the gods, because they were running this country into the ground. We all know it. Joe Biden wasn't in control. No way. He wasn't calling shots. He barely knew his name. So who was in charge? Who was controlling things? There's a shadowy government. They call it the deep state. And these are people that you don't hear or see about, but they're the ones who are really controlling things. Heads of corporations, all sorts of things, foreign entities, all things. And it's time now we take our power back. We bring the power back to the people. We stop poisoning our children, ourselves. It's our time. It's our time. And it's time to fight. So yes, I'm wicked excited that we have this opportunity now. I think we're going to see a lot of changes, and we're going to see a dawn of the new age. It's going to be great. It's going to be wonderful, especially if even a fraction of the things that they said they're going to do happen. Which, don't get me wrong, the fight is just beginning. The battle's just begun. But I feel very confident in the team and ourselves. I'm confident in my work, my convictions. I'm very excited. I'm so happy that things turned out the way they did. And I think you will be too in time. If you're not in agreement with this, you don't have to like Trump. It's got nothing to do with Trump. As a collective, we form these beliefs that this one person is going to change our lives, or they're going to have such impact. And they can, but as long as we allow it. And once again, it's got nothing to do with Trump. It's all within ourselves. If we come together, we can get anything done. Anything can get achieved. It's not going to be a politician. It's not going to be a king, a president, one man. It's completely up to us. Because if they're not doing a good job and we come together, then boom, they're done. They're out. Just as what happened in this election. Be confident in that. Be confident in yourself and in your work. And if you don't know enough, well, maybe now's the time to start learning. Pick up some books on the subjects that interest you. Read more. Think about it. Critical thinking. And question. Question everything. Nothing's settled, especially the science. So now's the time to start educating yourself, question things, take things at face value, and just keep doing your own research and get activated. Get politically activated. Get activated in any way you can. Start a podcast. Start talking and having discussion with people. Don't block them out. Don't shun them. I have so many friends, especially living in this blue state, that were supporting Harris and this and that. And I'm not waking up today hating on them. I'm not telling them they don't have a spot in my life or anything, or they can't come to my business. It's got nothing to do with that. I love everybody. I want to see unity, and that's exactly what we need to do. We need to come together and unite. And how we do so is going to be through love, understanding, grace, compassion, empathy, all these things. We can't just hate on people because they have a different view. With that said, be graceful, be loving, be understanding. And if they don't want to be that way and they don't see it that way, that is fine. Move on. There are plenty of people who want the truth, plenty of people who, just like us, because that's really what it comes down to, is people just want to be left alone. They want to live their life. They want to enjoy their time on this ball. A lot of us want to raise a family. We don't want government interference in every single thing we do. And that's really what it comes down to, is suppressing the human spirit. We don't want that. I think subconsciously we know what's been going on. We're all disenfranchised. But stop looking at political figures or your neighbors as the enemy. Some of them are. Like I said, some of the establishment is really, they have some terrible people in there. But what I'm trying to say is our neighbor, for example, our friends, our families, or even the people you don't know, the people who voted the opposite way, you have to come at it with compassion and love. It all comes down to the whole information thing. Like I said, it's just believing in something or not believing in something, bringing the right information to people. And when that happens, that's when we can come together and form unity. I know I'm all over the place. Like I said, I haven't slept. I can't wait to sleep now that this is finally, or at least this part of the mission is over. As I mentioned earlier, just getting a fraction of things brought up from what they have said. Having Ron Paul on board, oh, this guy is amazing. He's an absolute god amongst men. And if he gets his way in any way, shape, or form, I hope they listen to him. And I think they will, because they're smart people. They're very smart people, especially Elon. And if you listen to what Ron Paul has to say, some of the ideas he has, we are really going to be heading into a golden age. That is for sure. I feel like peace is coming, which that's what we need. We need peace. We need to heal. We need to gather ourselves. We need to collect, come back to ourselves, ground down, root, and just be left alone. We need to be left alone. Government has too much overreach, as you could see just in the whole Peanut the Squirrel and Fred the Raccoon story. Way too much power. Our priorities are way too twisted, while other people are suffering. Billions of dollars being sent overseas. All of this stuff has to stop. We have to start taking care of our own people, and that's exactly what's going to happen. And I'm not even going to address some of the rhetoric that the news has spread and the damage they've done. Maybe we'll go into that some other time, but as of right now, let's let the dust settle and clear a path for the new things to come. And that's exactly what's going to happen. Is we've wasted so much time, money, resources, money especially, your money. And there's so much waste in the government. And I am fully confident that Elon with Doggy, Department of Government Efficiency, is going to address this, and they're going to take care of it. Maybe not all of it, but I think they're actually going to nip a lot of it in the butt. So that's really, really good. I'm wicked excited to see what's going to happen with that, whether we're going to have an audit of the Fed and cutting $2 trillion in spending. This is exactly what we need. This is exactly what we need. They have been spending out so much of our money. They've put us in so much debt. I think it's like $36 trillion we're in debt. Not just us, but the kids are in debt. The unborn are in debt. And this is unacceptable. This is like giving a teenager an unlimited credit card and just saying, yeah, go nuts, kid. Because that's really what it is. They have just gone absolutely nuts with spending. All of that has to be reined in. especially the border crisis. Full-on open borders, giving illegals mass amounts of our money and resources, housing them. We don't even take care of our own people. There's so many people on the streets, so many homeless, so many people starving of our own people that can't make ends meet, and yet here we are. I'm sorry, that is literally a kick in the teeth. We can't have that. And we're not a socialist country, so I don't know what's going on, but I think, like I said, I'd like to see all this getting checked in. The inflation, way off the chart. And that in itself is a tax, a hidden tax. They're devaluing the dollar, which is devaluing your wages, your earnings, your savings. Everything you've ever worked for has now been devalued. This has to get reined in. Endless wars. I'm tired of that. Ever since I was born, we've been at war with multiple countries. This has to stop. We've never, I forget how many years the country has been completely established. It's something like 260 years, and we've only seen 2 or 3 years of peacetime since the conception of the country. How is this acceptable? It's not for me. I'm tired of the American empire, policing the world, in everybody's business, in everybody's country, and to be like, oh, well, we're the only ones that can do that. Well, that's nice. Just because you can do something doesn't mean it makes it right or that we should be doing it. So these are questions that you have to ask yourself, like, how do you feel about it? And for me, it's over. It's got to stop. We have to start taking care of ourselves. We have to start taking care of our country, our infrastructure. We have to stop. We have to bring farming back here. We import almost all our food. We're setting ourselves up for a major, major fall. So these are things that have to be addressed. Not even to get into the attack on the children right now with our education system, the things that are going on in the schools. Education has dropped so far in this country. We have to bring that back, especially when we spend more on our education than I think almost any other country in the world. It's got to stop. It's got to stop. And hopefully we're going to start seeing some of that happen. Like I said, I'm very confident, so I can't wait. This has been the moment I've been waiting for a very long time. May the gods watch over us. May we prosper. May we live in peace. May we finally get some transparency. May we finally drain the swamp, start locking up some of these political enemies, because that's really what they are. They're enemies of the Constitution. They're enemies of the state. They're enemies of the people. And some of them, not all, but some of them have to have justice be served. I would like that. I'd like to see the Epstein list finally come out. That's going to be a good one. That's going to be heavy. I want to see the Diddy list come out. I want all these people that have been running the sex trafficking trade and the human trafficking and the child trafficking, which, by the way, it's a very dark subject. A lot of people don't believe it. A lot of people don't want to hear anything about that. But the reality is that's literally the number one business in the world. Beyond drugs, beyond anything. It's freaking crazy. So, not to get too heavy into that, but yeah, that has to be reined in for sure. And not for nothing, when he was in 2016, a lot of that got exposed. A lot of that went down. He was actually locking people up. He was going after people. There was a lot of stings. Hollywood has never been the same. Thank the gods, right? Because that needs to go too. They're part of all this. They're a cult. Same as the music industry that we're learning with Diddy. And this is just scratching the surface. This is just the tip of the iceberg. So these things need to change if we're going to have an open, honest, and loving society. We can't have a world like this where these demons, these reptilians, are literally controlling our lives. So I think this is the end of that. I'm certain there's a lot of people literally bugging out right now in the establishment and the shadow government. They are tripping balls, to say the least. And I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to keep running my mouth, no matter how many people drop me, no matter how many people call me names and don't support me. Like I said, I don't care. That's not what I'm doing this for. I'm fighting for the new world. Not the new world order, but for the new world. For a better future, a hopeful future for the children, because really that's really what it comes down to. They truly are the future. And if we're not making it a better place for us and for them, then what the hell are we doing? What's the point of all this? We can't just survive and live in the calamity that we have and think that this is life and this is okay. No, I want to live. I want to enjoy my life. I want to prosper. And we can't do it with the rulers and the shadow government controlling just about every facet of our lives. So I can't wait. I'm so excited. This is something, like I said, I've been kind of involved in just about most of my life, ever since I started formulating thoughts for myself and came into self-awareness. I became a rebel. I am on Team Rebel Alliance for sure. I knew something was wrong, even at a young age, that the empire was definitely not good. So yeah, I'm more than excited to see all them get in. Congratulations, Mr. President. Congratulations, Elon, Tulsi, RFK, Vivek, Dr. Ron Paul, Vance. This is going to be absolutely legendary. Congratulations to all American citizens. Congratulations to all citizens around the world. I think everyone is going to live in a better place now that things are going to start getting checked. Great job, everybody, for doing the groundwork. There was a lot of people who put in absolute heart and soul into this. It was because of our efforts that we won. And with it, we all win. Everybody wins. Great work, freedom fighters. And great work for all the independent people who do independent media, the podcasters, Joe Rogan, Megyn Kelly, Candace Owens, Alex Jones, Tucker Carlson. Whether you agree with them or not, you should definitely take a listen and seeing the issues that they're bringing up. These are people who are just showing you a lot of the red flags that have been going on. Yeah, they may have their own opinions on it and whatnot, but maybe disregard that and just hear, like I said, some of the things that are being talked about, the subjects that are being brought up. That might be new to you coming out of their mouth, but in all actuality, a lot of these subjects have been being brought through independent media for a very long time. I've been railing against food for a very long time. I've been railing against vaccines for a very long time. I've been railing against the government, the shadow government, and the child trafficking for a really long time. Way before I even heard of Tucker Carlson and this and that. So that's why I say these people are kind of bringing you the truth, because I've heard about them long ago from all different places. It's literally a breath of fresh air to see some of these things come to light. And now they actually might possibly be completely addressed. I think this is going to be big. I think this is going to be huge. I hope they don't give up too much fight. The powers that be right now, I hope it's a smooth transition. Something tells me we're going to run into some snags. And as I've said earlier, like there may be an event or something. I hope not. I pray to the gods that I'm wrong. Either or, let's be ready for it and not just fall in line and follow the narrative. Like, make sure you make your own decisions. Make sure you get and look for the right information. Whether it's the right information or not, use critical thinking. Just stay frosty, right? That's all we can do. I want to thank everybody who's been following me, watching me, supporting me. I'm so thankful that I survived a Biden administration with my business, the pandemic. We've weathered some really big storms here, so I would only imagine that it's only going to go up from here. So thank you, everyone who's supported us, our customers, our yogis, our friends, our family. I do this stuff for you guys. I really can't thank you enough. I'm honored and grateful to even have such a thing like this in life, to even be doing this podcast. I'm so humbled and grateful and excited. I'm very excited to continue to do it, keep bringing up information and spreading the peace and love as best I can anyway. I hope everyone enjoyed this. If you like the content, please subscribe to our channel, hit the notification bell, and we will see you soon, hopefully. Have a great day. Live long and prosper. Namaste.
This is where we hold them. This is where we fight. This is where they die. And these shields, boys. Remember this day, man, for it will be yours for all time.